We have people there already. The Data Leap said that you are the best. Very nice.
Yeah, I
Also,
did a
oh,
recent collab video with Data Leap,
we
Andrew.
press the comments and it appears
Oh wow, it
on
looks
the
nice.
on the
So hype.
screen. Yeah,
Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, so Andrew has an awesome YouTube channel. So he's doing like data science comedy. So he's teaching you data science, but in a fun way. Yeah. So for anyone interested, I mean, check him out.
very nice.
Right.
Uh, Bru- Bruno Monte. Yeah, it's today.
Good evening.
Paulo Barros.
Hello,
Good
Paolo. I remember
evening,
you from
Chanin
Twitter.
Rules.
Awesome,
Good
shiny. Yes.
morning. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock there. Yeah,
It is, wow, okay. Evening for you,
anyhow,
right, Paolo? It's morning for me.
it's morning. Yeah, 8 o'clock.
It is 8:30.
8:30. Okay, okay, nice. Did you take a coffee?
Coffee.
Very nice. Thank you very much to accept. Yeah. So we loved have you with us today.
It's a big pleasure. And I
Oh,
can't thank you enough because, Tiago, you have been one of the early supporter of this channel, The Data Professor, and you have shared the channel with your awesome community. And actually, the early days, I think that I believe that I could grow to 1,000 subscriber because of you, Tiago. So big
oh,
thanks to
very
you.
nice.
Yeah, big
I'm
shout
very
out to
happy
you.
about it. Yeah, very. Uh, I call I call with my friends, and a lot of them know your channel, and
Oh,
watch your videos. It's very nice.
wow.
They said you are amazing.
Wow.
It's
Thank
very
you.
nice, and
Thank you
I
so
like
much.
too much your content. It's very
Mm,
nice.
thank you.
My student Nuno Araújo. Good evening.
Hello, Nuno.
Good evening. Good morning. Good night.
It is nighttime for you, Tiago.
Yeah, it's 22 38
Wow. Okay.
p.m.
10:30
Yeah,
p.m. Hmm.
yeah. Marcela, good evening. Good
Good
evening.
evening, Marcella.
Oh, very nice. So I share with the people the form that ask you about analytics and data science, yeah, and people make a lot of good questions, yeah.
Hmm.
It's very nice. So first of all, I would like you to present humbly with us, yeah, please. And thank you, né, to stay here with us now. Yeah,
Hmm.
thank you
Right.
very much. We really appreciate that. Could you present yourself humbly, please?
Right. Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So my name is Chanin Nantasenamat, and I'm an associate professor of bioinformatics at a research university in Thailand. And so I've started from a biology background. So I don't really have a formal computer science degree. And actually, I picked up coding during the course of my research in biology. And biology is inherently data intensive. And so, in order to make sense of the big data, it is naturally to make use of coding. And after learning to code, I feel very confident in working with big data sets. And over the course of several years, I slowly picked up new concepts in data science. And actually, the time that I started in this field was back in 2004. And so it was before data science was coined. And so the term back then was data mining. And at the time, it was not so popular, and very few people were into data science or data mining. And when people ask, like, what are you doing? And then I'll be like, I'm doing data mining. I'm doing bioinformatics. And people wouldn't understand what am I doing? Am I playing with numbers? Is it actual science, or is it like pseudoscience, you know? And it's
People
amazing to see
doesn't
that.
know to for it, yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty much under the radar at the moment. I mean, in the past. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
fast forward to today, I mean, big data, data science is becoming very crucial and indispensable for every field, every industry.
The concepts are too old, yeah, but you know about talking about it now, né? And a new form of data science, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so let's we can start the questions.
Okay.
All right, so
All right.
it's so before we start, I would like to talk about when how you meet you, yeah, how I meet you, yeah.
Okay, sure.
So my teacher Tatiana Escovedo, yeah, in PUC Rio, represents me to Chanin, yeah, and he is very nice person, and very nice professional either, yeah, and really uh, I'm really satisfied that you are here with us, yeah, and we are finishing the writing that book, yeah, that
Okay.
you will make the illustrations, yeah.
Yeah, we'd be honored.
Oh, very nice. It will be a honor for us. It's very cool. Olha aí, café matemática com o professor Fernando. Okay, so I will start the questions.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
So, the first one, the the basic methodology of the data science is a mix of research methods involving statistics and technology, but that is not new and makes me ask, what is the profile of the data science outside Brazil? Academic background or market prospects in the next 5 years? Thank you for the opportunity of meeting you and you to your work.
Okay. So let me frame the question. So the question is asking, what is the market prospect of the field of data science in the next
Okay.
5 years, right? So like if we look back 5 years from today, 5 years in the past, data science is not as big as it is today. And as I mentioned earlier on, I mean, even 15 years back, I mean, people were not really seeing the importance of data. And from coming from an academic background, so most of the data were collected according to protocol. So there are often times when data will go unanalyzed, right? They are called dark data. And so fast forward to today, it is increasingly said that data is the new oil. So it is fueling data-driven decision.
Yeah.
And so I can envision that in the next 5 years, data will be playing a much more important role in our life because nowadays we have this Internet of Things, and actually everything is collecting data. Even your mobile applications, the social network, they're collecting everything about you. When you're using the internet,
For sure.
right? So all of these footprints, when used by big companies or data analytics pipeline, it can provide insights into who you are, what is your behavior, what is your tendency, and companies are using it to leverage and make prediction into what is your shopping propensity, what kind of items should they propose to you. So that, I mean, that's like for the retail point of view. And in health, I mean, nowadays they have smartwatches, they have smart rings, right? Yeah, like my good friend and fellow YouTuber
Control your
Kenji.
sleeping. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So my
Very
fellow
nice.
YouTuber and friend Kenji, he has this ring that will collect data, and the data could be analyzed. And even he mentioned that it could be predicting whether the person has COVID-19 based on their health vital sign. Yeah. So I can imagine that
Very
in the
nice.
next 5 year, data will be more and more a part of our everyday life as it is today. But
The
it
imposter
probably will
will
be
grow, yeah?
more. Yes,
You,
exponentially.
okay, very nice. And the first was about we are talking about, yeah. It's so old, but what do you think about the mix of researches and methods involving statistics and technology? Yeah.
Okay. So yes, so data science is actually a new terminology that is given to an existing field, but then there will be introduction of other complementary discipline in order to make it data science. So let's bring us back to the concept of science. So science is the study of scientific or biological or physical chemical phenomenons using the research methodology. And as a data scientist, we also employ this data science life cycle or the data science process, right?
Yeah.
So I think it was in the early 2000s, IBM, Daimler, Chrysler, and other companies, they came together to create this framework called the CRISP DM, the
Yeah.
cross-industry standard procedure for data mining. And so that is a general framework for
It's the
performing.
multi-use of methodology in making
Right,
models. Yeah.
exactly. And then after that, they have this thing called awesome. Okay, it sounds like awesome, OSEMN. So it's obtaining data, as scrubbing the data, like data wrangling, data
Yeah.
pre-processing, E, exploratory data analysis, M, modeling, and N is part of the second letter in interpretation. So as you can see that we can view that statistic as the question is asking, and the merger of technology and other discipline. Technology, I would say, like for example, coding and other complementary
Before
disciplines.
that you see the CRISP DM, yeah.
Right.
I make a parallel in CRISP DM and statistics, yeah. The cycle of statistics and the cycle of CRISP DM. I'm used to do this comparison.
Ah, okay, nice. I would love to see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will show you after.
Right. Cool. Yeah. So as you can see, yeah, and also like there was one infographic that I created based on my analysis of LinkedIn data scientist profile. So I came up with a list of 8 essential skill set for a data scientist, and one of them is data pre-processing. The second would be coding, right? Or you could also say it is programming, mathematics, soft skills. And soft skill could include many things like communication, having grit,
Very
lifelong
important.
learning, right? And several other. And so as you can see that statistic is one of the pillar of data science, and another would be mathematics and also coding. And what you cannot leave out from the whole picture is the domain expertise. So for those of you who are not a computer scientist or software engineer, it doesn't mean that you cannot become a data scientist. So you might be coming from a finance background, you might be coming from a biology background. So I would believe that every field, every industry, you have your own data. So you have your own domain expertise. And at the end of the day, you want to provide value from your data. So how can you do that? So in the old days, you might be using standard Microsoft Excel statistics to analyze your data. But then nowadays, data is becoming more and more larger, bigger, and data is becoming in various format, images, not only numerical, but images, video, stream. And the volume is not stopping. So it's accumulating at an exponential rate. And so we have to keep up with technology. And I would believe that data science is the natural extension of statistics with the augmentation of several other disciplines to make it data science.
I totally agree with you. It's a really nice vision. I would like that more professionals in Brazil have this view, this point of view of you. So the next question, do you believe that a good data science must be an expert in the subject he studies, such as academic researcher? For instance, if he develops financial models, he should have a solid academic background in finance, or that's not necessary?
Okay. So I would say data science is many things. And I would say that there's no single path of becoming a data scientist. I wrote a recent article about a month ago in Medium about the data science learning strategies for data science. And actually, it was inspired by one of the videos that I made on the channel, Data Professor. And in that article, I drew an infographic cartoon illustration that you could start data science from any area. For example, if you're coming from a finance background, or like myself, I'm coming from a biology background, and you have no exposure to data science before. So what you could do is your intrinsic curiosity. When you are a finance professional or a biologist, you have the curiosity to learn, why is this phenomenon happening? Or in terms of finance, I'm not an expert, but I'm just rambling. Why is the price going up? Why is the price going down? And then if you look under the hood, you analyze the factors, like what factors contribute to the price going up or going down, right? Or in biology, what factors contribute to the person having the disease? So your analysis of the factor will provide you with some insights into what is contributing to what you are interested in.
Yeah?
Right.
Very nice. So the third question, what's the best way to handle large data? SNP data, for example, in Python to data wrangling with big SNPs chips, 600,000 markers as columns.
Okay.
Good
so
question,
I'm guessing that the question is coming from a biologist, right?
Yeah.
So SNP is a single nucleotide polymorphism system. So I'm guessing that it is that one. So with such a large data set, actually, I'm not into genomic data science. And so I'm sure there are BioPython functionality that will be able to help you. So in Python, they have this library called BioPython, and it provides many functionality to handle and wrangle with genomic data set. Yeah, so I will recommend to look into that, BioPython.
Very nice. In R have a library too. It's very famous to genomic data. It's Sura. Do you know?
Is it for
Sura?
Python? No.
In R, the libraries to genomic data. Yeah, I'm with a professor
Hmm.
Tulane University. We are
Right.
bringing the statistic applying to genomic in Brazil. EAD
Oh, okay.
course. Yeah, we
Hmm.
are starting to talk about the stems. Yeah, he did
Hmm.
a live with us, and
I see.
the this area is very short yet. Yeah,
Hmm.
and we will try to pull this area. It's
Okay.
very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting.
So, so uh, what computer language should we prioritize it for the next 5 years? Only Python and R, Julia, Java. What else?
Yeah. So actually, there are some reports. Let's see. I'm not quite sure. I'll provide the link if possible. But what they did was they did a survey. I think maybe it's from Stack Overflow. So
I
they did a survey, a very good
Paulo
survey
said
about
that
that.
the last question was of him.
Right.
In
Oh, okay,
biology.
Paulo. I see. Yeah, I remember Paulo from Twitter. He would tweet every day, part of the 66 days of data science. I mean, 66 days of data, an initiative created by
Oh,
Kenji.
very
And
nice.
so, yeah, so the prerequisite is to learn data science for 5 minutes a day. Yeah, so Paulo is very active on Twitter.
Great.
Yeah, so what is the question again, please?
The about language. What
Oh, the language, right? Yeah,
prioritize
so
to 5 years? The
yeah, so
language.
Stack Overflow, they have done analysis every year on what is the top languages used by developers, and I believe that there was a video by Richard from Richard on Data, also a fellow YouTuber. So he did a video about languages to learn for data science, and on my channel, I also had a video about like which language to learn, Python versus R.
Oh, very
And
nice.
so, yeah, so I could provide the links to that as well. And Richard also made a video about the potential use of Julia for data science. And there are a couple of good libraries. And I believe that scikit-learn is also supported by Julia. And so I'm not sure whether Julia will go up in popularity, but as of now, Python is the most popular for data science. And R is also very popular among academics. And there are a lot of available libraries and packages. Yeah. So for the one asking the question, which language to choose, I would recommend to decide on that after you find out which library or packages do you want to use, and then use the language that provide that library. So if you're using, for example, a particular data set and you see that R has a library that will automate or the functionality to automate most of the tasks that you're doing, then go ahead and use R. Or if there's a library that is exclusive for Python, then go ahead and select Python. So I would say that the language is secondary,
Use the
but look at the
best
library.
of your of them. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very nice.
Mhm.
It I'm a favor of this point. Yeah, complementary the language. Yeah, not
Mhm.
one beside the others.
Right.
It's
So look at the features. Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
And you talk about Julia. We had a
Yes.
live of optimization. Yeah, and
Oh,
it's
wow. Mm.
very nice. It's very
Okay.
nice to optimization.
Right. Yeah, I
And
have yet to try Julia. Yeah, very interesting. Mhm.
yeah, which course besides statistics would you advise to help making better data science?
Right. So let me find the infographic. Um, or better
Okay,
yet, let me search on the web browser. Let me provide the link to that.
okay.
So I
Could
provided an
you put
infographic.
it on a private chat beside?
Right. Okay, sure. Let me go to the link. moment. Okay, right here. So this is the infographic.
Oh,
And
I've sent for us.
okay, and this is the link to the video
Okay.
that shows me explaining that 8 skill set that I have mentioned. And so as you can see, I mean, if you open the infographic and follow along, so in this, some statistics, right? So it could include experimental design, inferential statistic, hypothesis testing, right? Or also
Great.
descriptive statistic. Yeah, so there are other areas like data processing, programming, data visualization, machine learning, mathematics, and also software engineer, and a soft skill.
Like I did so much. It will be on your book, yeah? Very nice, very nice. So, what are the main challenges of a data science professor?
Okay, what are the main challenges? That is a tricky question to answer. I would say that the challenges is also a source of fun. So when there is challenge, so one of the challenge is when you're dealing with data and the data is something that you have no prior experience in analyzing, because that is often the times because biology is inherently complex. So one of the challenge would be to decide on the best method to approach the problem. And so this might require you to perform an initial exploratory data analysis to provide you with an understanding at the high level of the data, what features are there, what type of data types, and also what is your hypothesis, and then selecting an appropriate learning method in order to answer your hypothesis. Yeah, so that really depends on the objective of the project. Yeah.
Nice. And it's more easy to learn when you make a project that you like the subject. Yeah. When
Right.
you like football, you take data of football and make analysis. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
it will be much more cool, and you will learn much better. Yeah. So, um, Marcela, what lines of research do you recommend for anyone who wants to do a master degree in data science or EA?
Okay. So since you're asking a bioinformatics scientist, then I would have to recommend bioinformatics data. Yeah, so
It's
there is
hard. It's
so
hard.
much data to work with. Right. Yeah. So there is so much data to work with. I mean, we are never in need of more data because we are in need of more data, but then so I meant to say there's no shortage of data. So data is accumulating very exponentially. And the field of research that I'm doing is more geared into computational drug discovery. So it's one of these small areas in bioinformatics.
Very nice. Oh, Marco Aurelio said, very nice live, Thiago. Show de bola.
Thank you, Marco.
All
Thank you,
right.
Marcela.
So I'd like to make a question too about
Okay.
I'm a professor either, yeah. So I'd like uh ch- I'd like to know about what do you recommend, yeah, to a professional, a professor of data science. to teach much better with his students?
Hmm. Okay, that's also a trick question. So let's see. Like how to teach better in data science?
Yeah.
I mean, for one, I would recommend to embrace technology. So before I become a YouTuber, I would just teach in class.
Nice.
And after becoming a YouTuber, I discovered that education is limitless. So you're not bound to only study in class, and education can be done anywhere on any platform. And for example, I raised an example here. Did you know that you could learn Python from Instagram? Yeah, so there are good Instagram pages where they teach new functions, new projects directly from Instagram. So they have like a carousel, like a slideshow. And then with each slideshow, they tell you the different step, like step 1, do this, use this command. Step 2, do this command, and then you will get this output. Yeah. Facebook, I mean, there's a lot of resources for learning data science. People share a lot of cheat sheets, a lot of tips, career advice, right? And of course, YouTube. There's so much free resources to learn science. And among the big YouTubers in data science, like for example, Chris Naik, Dhaval from Code Basic, Ken G, Richard on Data, myself, Daniel Borg, right? And there are other up and coming, aspiring, up and coming data scientists like Andrew Mao from Data Leap. He has an awesome channel. Tina Huang, she's working as a FANG data scientist. And so now we are in an age where the professionals, the professors are coming online to YouTube to provide education. And the thing is, we're providing it for free. And we're doing it because at the time that we started, there were no such resources. And so what we did was we probably would have to find a degree program, like a master's degree, in order to start data science, because at the time there were no abundance in the resources to get started. But nowadays, I mean, there's so many ways that you could get started. You could take Data Camp, Data Quest, 365 Data Science. You could go to Udemy. You could buy some courses in data science. You could go to Medium. Actually, I released a video yesterday about how you can learn data science from Medium. You could learn it from Facebook, as I mentioned. I mean, the education.
Science, yeah, very nice.
Yeah,
Medium.
so it's limitless. You can learn on every platform right now.
Very nice tips. Thank you very much. So companies often ask 3 more years of experience when hiring. How to prepare to gain such experience while still in college?
Okay, so I think the answer to this is very popular, and thanks, Paulo, for asking it. And so many of us, like including myself, Kenji, Tina Huang, Daniel Borg, if you go to check out our channel, the consensus answer for this would be to work on personal data science projects. So while you are in college, collect your own data, scrape your own data from the internet. Don't just use like example data set like Titanic.
To make
Take something that is meaningful, right?
To make a portfolio, yeah?
Yeah, so to make a portfolio, so you collect your own data, and then like for example, you could collect your own Spotify data. Yeah, Kenji has an awesome project review where one of the subscriber, he collected his Spotify data, and then he did some data analysis into that, looking at his behavior, what type of music does he listen to at what point in time. And if you're collecting data, like for example, Mario Paul, he also collected data about salary. Kenji also had a project about collecting data scientist salary from Glassdoor. So he used scraping, Beautiful Soup, Selenium. And so I would recommend to do personal data science projects. To gain experience, upload that to GitHub, build your profile, create your own personal portfolio website. So I did a collaboration with Kenji, and I've also shown you how you could make a data science portfolio website. And Kenji also had a video about how to make a simple portfolio website. So I could also provide you the link.
Very, very nice. Very nice tips. So I would like to say to people subscribe at your
Okay.
channel. Yeah.
Okay.
So people, please subscribe them. It's a lot of good content. Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
fantastic. And I want to. We have a last question. Yeah, Professor, I have a question. In your opinion, what is the possible future trends in data science? Thanks for the fantastic tips and advice.
Right. Future trends. Yeah. So right now we are using data in various ways in health, in health and medicine. We are using data to augment the capabilities of medical doctors and medical professionals. Like for example, deep learning and image segmentation, OpenCV, they are being used to identify tumors. They are being used to identify biomarkers of potential abnormalities in the human body that would otherwise require an expert with like 20 to 30 years of expertise. And nowadays, it could be used to augment the working professional in every field. And so a couple of years back, they have this class released by Google. And recently, I've seen a commercial advertisement that Microsoft is also releasing a similar vision glass. So the thing is, if you watched Iron Man, right? Tony Stark, he has this vision from his mask that he could see the identity of the person that he's looking at, right? So even though he doesn't know the person, so the database search will tell, okay, this person is, what is his name? When did they meet? What did they talk about? What do they like? And I believe that future technology will augment our cognitive abilities. So I would say that only our imagination would limit the capabilities of what data science has to offer. And I would believe that data science will work perfectly with the Internet of Things and also other complementary technology. So at the moment, I'm not so sure. I mean, there are so many like edge computing. There are so many things happening in electronics and in computer engineering. So I would say that anything that generates data, we could potentially use it to drive predictive modeling.
Very nice. And IoT, yeah, that you said, it's okay. Very nice. Thank you very much. It was amazing have you with us. Yeah.
Big pleasure.
Oh, very, 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 very nice. People. Oh,
Thank you,
Alex,
Paulo. Thank you,
excellent,
Alex.
excellent. Yeah, I will put the link of his channel. So just a second. Uh, What? Prof channel, I try to teach math with programmation and people with both are ultra hard to learn separately. Together, they think it's impossible. What would you tell to people who thinks like that?
Right. Yeah. So thank you, Professor Fernando. So I also face similar issue as well. So I've been trying to teach programming also to some of our graduate students and also sometimes to undergraduates. And so one of the difficult part is I believe the mindset. So if it seems difficult, then it is difficult. But if your mindset is that it is something that you can manage, it's something that you could do, then it won't be that difficult. So I would believe to start with the mindset. And if we believe we can do it, so like, for example, if the student believe that they can do it, then they could do it. And it requires perseverance. So it's not going to be an easy task. So it's going to be difficult. And so they probably will have to try and fail several times. And I mean, that's for the student part. But for the teaching part, the teacher's part, I would say to find a way to use analogy much more. So if we try to compare some concepts in programming to an analogy of something that everyone knows about, then I would believe that will make coding or programming a little bit much easier to understand. Like, for example, comparing an array to like a bookshelf, and each unit in the bookshelf can be compared to each value in the array. So making use of analogy might be able to help make the transition to learning a little bit easier. But most importantly of all is the mindset of the students, and also the perseverance and the grit.
Great. Thank you very much, Chanin. And
Thank you, Professor Tiago.
you can return when do you like. Yeah, it's your home. Yeah. So thank you very much.
Thank
See
you.
you.
Yeah.
See you.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye. Bye bye.